Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now getting closer to the middle point of May, and we're only getting closer as well to the marketing plan by Disney and Lucasfilm for the Ahsoka Tano series, which by the way, is going to kickstart by this June throughout July, ahead of its August release, of course. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support, and without wasting any time, let's get right into exactly what's been going on with, of course, Daisy Ridley and what's coming next for the character of Rey. Now, we do know that a lot of fans out there have been very skeptical about the new Jedi Order movie. A lot of fans are calling it the Rey Star Wars movie, even though it's really not all about her. She has been confirmed by Daisy that she will be more or less of a supporting character, kind of like how Luke was used in The Last Jedi, so to speak. Now, when you look at things in that sense, we know that everything related to the new Jedi Order movie is that it's been holding a lot of criticism from fans, and people like Kathleen Kennedy have been responding to that, Daisy Ridley, Mark Hamill, and exactly what their views were on the whole Rey Skywalker quote-unquote backlash. However, when it all dwindles down to what Daisy Ridley was able to unveil about the character of Rey, and what kind of revelations are going to be pretty much created by Steven Knight, who, by the way, is the creator of the new Jedi Order movie. Let's tap right into this now. Now, with actress Daisy Ridley preparing for Steven Knight's movie that will feature the return of Rey again. However, in a recent interview that Daisy Ridley gave out, she went on to confirm some big things about the treatment of the character and how her character will be reinvented in both the film and another planned project. Now, Daisy went on to state the following. Well, I discussed this with Steven for a while now, and we both felt that more could be added to Rey's character and who she really is. We know in the sequels we established that she is a Palpatine, but why not add more on top of that and add more layers to who she really is? We have seen many times in Star Wars Legends, or what fans like to call the EU, that some characters hold multiple powerful bloodlines, and if we could explore that piece, it could really add more value to Rey. So we looked into that and how we could make that possible and how we could connect Rey's lineage to multiple characters. And to be specific, characters that fans already know about. We realize that some fans may view this as a bit lazy on the creator's end of things, but with what we have been talking about, it's actually very amazing where things are going for Rey. Now, let me just stop here for one moment about what Daisy's talking about, because we know that a lot of fans have a lot of criticism toward the new Jedi Order movie because this is what Luke Skywalker was supposed to do in live action, right? But the thing is, what they are focusing on, and they as in Disney, as well as John and Dave who are affiliated with Lucasfilm, is that there's going to be two new Jedi Order eras that will be explored heavily in the upcoming universe. We have the new Jedi Order that's going to be led by Luke, and a lot of retcons that are going to come along with that. That's, of course, everything being built up between episodes 6 and 7. So, Luke's new Jedi Order is going to be a thing. The only downfall about that is, quite literally, is that it will have some kind of downfall, as we saw by the hands of Ben Solo/Kylo Ren. Now, given that John and Dave will be making a lot of sequel trilogy retcons, perhaps maybe that will be altered or somehow kind of shifted around a little bit, who knows? Maybe some remnants of Luke's Jedi Order survives, it could be something as simple as that. But when you look at stuff like this, where it focuses in on the character of Rey and how they will be adding on to her identity, it does allude to what we have been talking about how they will be adding more to the character. Not just making her a Palpatine, but adding more elements to her bloodline. Like any person, they have multiple bloodlines. And basically, they want to focus that in Star Wars. So, they want to add something very special to Rey's mother. Alright, we're going to get to that in just a second. So the next thing here that's really intriguing is the fact that Daisy Ridley goes as far to say that Steven Knight really felt like Rey being a Palpatine was a little just low-key or just a little too underwhelming, so to speak, and that there needed to be more value to Rey's identity. And basically Daisy Ridley, what she's confirming and saying here is that this new Jedi Order movie is going to tap into that more, about Rey's backstory, who she really is, who her parents really are, And we also know that there will be a post-Episode 9 series, which, by the way, will be created by John and Dave, where they are going to be completely reinventing the character. It's going to take place 10 years after the New Jedi Order movie, and 25 whole years after Episode 9. But moving on, alright? Now, she goes on to say, we felt that by simply making her a Palpatine in the final film was a bit rushed, and Steven agreed with myself and others that there could be so much more layered on top of that. Now, separate from what Ridley stated here, this all alludes to Lucasfilm plans to making Rey both a Palpatine and a Kenobi by making her mother a descendant of the Kenobi bloodline, specifically the daughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother, and her father remaining as the son of Sidious, but instead being the literal son of Sidious, not just a clone through gene splicing, like how it was actually mentioned in the novelization. Now, this is something that John and Dave have also been developing to be mainly explored in the post-Episode 9 series that will take place, like I said before, 10 years after the movie, featuring Rey and 25 whole years after Episode 9. The reason why we get those statistics is that the movie, the New Jedi Order film, it is official. It's going to be 15 years after Episode 9. Now, Daisy has been in constant talks with John and Dave on how to make this work for fans. Now, this is why, by the way, guys, Daisy Ridley has posted endless little stories on Instagram about her visits over at Lucasfilm and everything going on with that. You know, it's really been a very interesting thing, so to speak. Look, I know a lot of fans are very skeptical about Rey, and I am too in a sense. You know, I never really 100% supported the character in The Force Awakens, and especially with what they did in Episode 9 by making her a Palpatine. Look, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's cool that you connected her to such a big bloodline and all, but it just felt a little forced, or it just felt like they had to do that. And even Kathleen Kennedy admitted that they did that because they wanted to kind of create some kind of way of justifying why she's so powerful. So now what they're doing is what we said before, by combining the elements of Palpatine and a Kenobi to being her backstory. And that's what Daisy is hinting at here without actually saying it. This is what has been happening behind closed doors. Jon Favreau specifically told Joby Harold for the Kenobi series to have Ewan McGregor deliver a line that he believes that he had a brother, a younger brother, so to speak. And that was specifically added in there to kind of gear up for this post-Episode 9 series and the New Jedi Order movie lore. So that's why Joby Harold was told to do that by Jon Favreau. That was the only involvement that Favreau had on the Kenobi series. Let's just be clear about that. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, so to speak, because they are trying to really kind of reframe the character. And look, if it's executed well and the character is well written, fine, you know, I'll go ahead and enjoy this character if it's gonna be enjoyable. So overall, guys, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.